It's the start of Ball State football spring practice here today on Ball State All Access, ballstatesports.com. We're joined by the Cardinals. I guess I can still say new head coach Mike Neu, but now you're officially underway. So head coach Mike Neu, what's it going to be like to get out there and actually have guys hit people and do football-esque things?
Well, I've been waiting for this day for a while. Our staff has been, preparing for quite a while now. After signing day's been over, we've done football in the morning, recruiting in the afternoon. So this has been exciting for us to finally get a chance to get on the field, see our football team run around and get a chance to evaluate them.
Spring may be different than fall in some aspects, but what will a Mike Neu spring practice look like?
Well, organized and detailed, but yet at the same time, I want our guys to compete every day. I want them to have enthusiasm. I want them to have fun, because I told them the very first time I met with our team that there's a way to have fun and win football games. So when we come to practice, I expect it to be fun but yet productive. We'll run around, we'll fly around. We're going to get our work in. We're going to be fast and efficient, but we're going to have a good time doing it.
What's the approach for you guys in this session? Obviously, guys want to come out. They want to impress you guys. They want to show what they can do. At the same time, not put too much pressure on themselves and just have fun, like you mentioned. But how much evaluation is going to go into all of this? What kind of preconceived notions do you have about guys from watching film? What are you all trying to learn? What's your bullet point of goals here?
Well, we know enough about each guy, just watching them, move around through the winter conditioning program, through the weightlifting sessions. But for us, it's a chance to get on the field. I encourage every single guy you're going to get plenty of reps to get evaluated, and you need to come out and you need to compete every day. If something bad happens during the course of practice, I want to see you have the mental toughness to move on and not let it affect you throughout the remainder of the practice. And I've told the staff each and every day that these kids, when we watch the tape every single night, we're going to evaluate them. We're not going to try to jump to any conclusions about, hey, we think this guy can do this. We're going to let them put that on display every day. We're going to evaluate them. We're going to move guys around, get chance, for guys to work with different guys throughout practice. And the goal is to push these kids to get better each and every day. And at the end of spring practice, when we get 15 practices in and we finally get a chance to get to that spring game, we need to see improvement from practice number 1 until practice number 15. And, our goal is to compete at a high level, to run around, to have a good time, but yet we're going to be efficient and get our work done each and every day.
Let's talk the nitty-gritty of the football aspect of this all now, too, because I imagine there's going to be some new stuff. There's going to be some new terminology. There's going to be new plays, new systems. How much quote-unquote installation happens here in the spring, how much learning will go on that front, and then I guess we'll start there and I'll branch out from there.
Well, we install, and the way our schedule is set up, we'll install one night, we'll practice it 2 different practices, then we'll move on to the next install. So you want to see, after you have an installation night 1, then you want to see it go on the practice field, rep at the first practice, and then you want to see improvement when you go on the field 2 days later, like our spring schedule is set up. So for us, they're not going to be overwhelmed with knowledge. We're going to teach them enough about our scheme, about our system, both offensively, defensively, and special teams, so they can go out on the field with confidence and execute. And we want to be a team that develops a swagger. You got to play with confidence in order to have success, and we're going to make sure that we take the necessary steps in order to create that type of environment.
And then is that the biggest goal for you guys right now, or are there parts of it where you guys have watched enough film to say this is an area where this team needs to get better, and those are things you want to address now as well, or is that down the line when you get to fall camp and things like that?
Well, when you're starting out as a first-year coach here at Ball State, like I am and like our staff is, we want to focus on getting better in every area, and it's not just one thing, and it's easy to sit here and say you can't improve on every single thing the very first practice. So for us, we got to go out, we got to teach our kids what we want in terms of technique on all sides of the ball, and then we have to go out on the field and we have to actually execute that. And we got to see the guys take it from the classroom, from the install, out onto the practice field to have success. And like I said, the number one thing is to get this team believing in themselves, to believe in each other, to push each other every day, and to get better and find a way to get better each and every day.
And for the most part, open to the public too, right?
Yes, our practices are open. We certainly love to see our fans out here to get excited about Ball State football, to get excited about our players, and certainly would love to see as many people out here as possible.
You excited? I can't tell.
I am very excited. I'm trying to contain myself because it's been very difficult to sleep. I find myself waking up many times throughout the night because of my excitement and anticipation. And I'm an emotional guy anyway, and I cannot wait to get on the practice field and get going.
All right, Mike, enjoy it. Congrats on actually getting out there and getting a chance to coach now.
All right, thank you.
The head coach, Mike Neu. The Cardinals underway for spring practice. We'll have continuing coverage here on Ball State All Access and ballstatesports.com.